name is Ilwad Elman, and I'm from Somalia. I work as the Chief Operating Officer at the Nobel Peace Center, a women-led peace and development organization. We provide life-saving services, we cultivate leadership, and we ensure that women and youth can be decision makers in the processes that ensure their well-being.
Ilwad Elman, welcome so much to the Nobel Peace Center. Would you tell us more about how you work with dialogue in your everyday life in Somalia?
I mean, everything that we do, our goal of building peace, but also sustaining it, is dependent on dialogue. And we believe that dialogue needs to be inclusive. And so that doesn't mean just talking to the traditional duty bearers. It means talking to survivors, victims, but also spoilers of peace, because everyone has a perspective. And so I believe that women, youth, and local communities are best positioned to have these conversations. And it's only through dialogue that we can create understanding.
In your work, as I hear it, you give the voice to youth and to the community, so it's a grassroots movement. And you have a very, very strong personal history and motivation to do this. What is important about your work in general?
It's not only just work for me, it is deeply personal. My father was killed in Somalia for his Drop the Gun, Pick Up the Pen campaign. My sister was killed in Somalia in 2019. So when people in Somalia tell you they know how you feel after losing so many family members, they really do. The population I serve in Somalia is an overwhelming majority of young people. The country's been in conflict for more than 34 years. 67% of the country is unemployed. Education is privatized. Everything is privatized. And yet, there's a lot of hope. So my work at the Nobel Peace Center is to enable and facilitate that, whether it's through opportunity, through public-private partnerships, through advocacy, but also through investing in creating enabling environments and cultivating leadership and critical thinking amongst this overwhelming majority of young people. And we can only change things if we turn all the loss and struggles into something productive and positive. And I think it's encouraging to see every day that young people are defining, a new world for themselves. They're making peace.
Like a friend of mine yesterday told me that peace and dialogue work means actually creating healthy communities. So this is the 25th anniversary for the UN Resolution 1325, Women, Peace and Security. It's about having women in decision-making and to include their voice in the peace process. What is the special role that women can play in peace process?
It's incredible that we are celebrating 25 years of the historic UN resolution on the role of women in peace and security. It's also, coincidentally, 10 years now of the first resolution, 2250, on youth peace and security. We are compelled to recognize that we have the resolutions, the frameworks, the declarations, all of the tools. Yet progress is still too painfully slow in implementing these resolutions. It's much more than just victims and spoils of war. We, 25 years later, are still making the case of why we need to be in the rooms where dialogue is happening. There's a lot of progress, but I'm glad that at least we're not asking the question anymore of why women need to be involved in dialogue. Women and men and youth, we all have different perspectives, and undoubtedly there is a different role that women bring to the dialogue and mediation and peace space. And I think that when we reduce the role and lived experience of women and the importance of their participation to just women are more empathetic, we overlook how much it takes to survive war, you know, to rebuild and reclaim your life, not only just for yourself, but also for your children, you know? Even in times of war, frontline workers, service providers, women practitioners, with no support, with no protection, they show up every single day and still have to convince people that they are relevant and necessary actors in the space. We come with an important role that is beyond empathy.
We have so many armed conflicts now, more than the last decade. I feel like when I talk with people that I work with dialogue, they tell me that dialogue failed. So how do we bring back hope to our societies? How do you do it in such a difficult situation as in Somalia?
And thank you for that question, because I think it's very reflective of the time that we're in right now, where there are more than 100 armed conflicts around the world. We keep repeating the same mistakes and we keep abandoning dialogue. And so what I think we can learn from countries like Somalia is, you know, continue to rebuild, adapt, be agile, try something new, even in the face of very hostile and regressive regimes. The civil society, the population doesn't give up. Our approach to community-based reintegration, for example, with young people leaving armed groups, is an opportunity to create dialogue and facilitate out of armed groups. Dialogue, I believe, is the only way that we really can create sustainable peace. And military is not proven to be the effective tool for that alone.
We have got to learn that you have to first put down the weapons, basically, before you dialogue. But you say you can dialogue all the time.
You can dialogue all the time, even with people that have weapons. And that's the thing, there's so many red tapes to dialogue that it makes it next to impossible. Because of all of the red tapes and boundaries that have been defined, someone that I can reach and facilitate their defection out of an armed group, I shouldn't, because of these designations and terminology. And I think that's a missed opportunity. But also, I think that there's a really big role that, you know, international partners and organizations and leaders take in the process. I had the honor of being mentored by Kofi Annan for 3 years. It made me understand a lot more about what dialogue and these peace processes look like from the other side. So I think that the grassroots and the local approaches of dialogue and peace building need to be better structured. We need to include that to influence the normative framework, and we need to implement and fund it and to actually plan for it, not just hope for it to happen.
How can big companies such as Chro contribute to dialogue around the world?
There's so much that the private sector can do in creating a sustainable pathway out of not just rethinking peace, but investing in it. There's no reason why Somalia, for example, with the longest coastline in Africa, with an abundance of resources from oil to gas to fishing and agriculture, has climatic shocks every 5 years where more than 350,000 people die. In 2024, we had a looming famine. There's so much that the private sector can do in not just rethinking peace, but investing in it.
We say that here in the center that dialogue somehow open up to innovative thinking together with other people. So we try to have such talks on this bench because of that. Thank you for coming here and thank you for giving us your time. And good luck for everything that you do.